So let's copy paste something from a previous stat block that we did. Its name is TBC, the name of this monster. It is a tiny elemental chaotic good. Armor class TBC. Probably natural armor. Hit points TBC. Speed TBC. It definitely has wings though, so it'll have a fly speed. Maybe have a climb speed. It's got 4 arms after all. But it'll definitely at least have a fly. And then strength is TBC. And saving throws and so on. I don't think even a nat 20 would keep me up for much longer when a corgi is snuggled up next to me. Oh, cute. Cutie little corgi. Yeah, no worries. Jack West, if you need to nod off to the land of Nod, feel free. Thank you very much for joining. Appreciate your support as always. Alrighty. First thing to do when we're starting on the actual stat block. Strength. Strength modifier. How strong is this thing going to be? Is it going to have a -5 strength? A -4 strength? A -3 strength? I feel like you know where this is going. A -2 strength? A -1 strength? A 0 strength? Jack's still here. A 1 strength, a 2 strength, a 3 strength, a 4 strength, a 5 strength. It could even go even further. How far do we want to take this? I guess I can take it all the way. Many as options are available for us, eh? Or a 9 strength. Gaming. Let me turn the volume down for you guys a little so that it's not as obnoxiously loud over on the top of me. I want it just like a very small Sirenscape music in the background. I'm not a robot. Hey, Dead Aussie, how's it going? G'day. I love the bard. It's Sirenscape. How was your stream, Dag? What were you streaming? We're creating a monster to celebrate my first full year of streaming today. Share a link. We are just now starting on its stat block. Bada bing! You have how many minutes? 3 minutes to decide on each of the stats. Let's go 3 minutes to decide, starting now. Timer, 3 minutes. Boom. We're deciding on the stat blocks, the strength stat specifically. How strong is this creature going to be? For people just joining us, I'm just going to turn Sirenscape down a little even further. If I turn it down for me, and then turn it up for you. There we go. It's better. For people just joining, this is what we've got so far. We have a tiny elemental, so it's tiny, verging on trivial. It's an elemental made of, well, it's not made of, but it harnesses the power of air, fire, and water, the storm elements. We're thinking some sort of like steam or storm, smoke, something like that. It lives mostly in urban environments, but also a little bit in forest, mountains, and underdark. It is chaotic good in appearance, in alignment, and about a 4.7 out of 5 in sentience. It's a pretty much an entirely sentient creature like humans. It is a flesh and blood body with 1 head, 4 arms, 2 legs, 2 wings, a tail, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 4 horns, and one mouth made of jaws with sort of omnivorous teeth. It's got a mixture of fur, feathers, skin, and scales. We're not sure which. It's just got a mixture. I didn't want to go into any more detail, but I asked of the 4 things, and it came back as a mixture. It's got a snout. It's got whiskers. It's not got a shell. It's got 4 toes on each foot, 4 fingers on each hand. It has spines, and it can sense magnetism and air pressure, and it reproduces asexually. Other than that, we know nothing else about it. We're just now deciding on its main stats, how strong, how fast, all of that sort of stuff. Alignment, get rid of that one. Share a link. Let's have a look at the copy the link, and let's see how we're looking. Ooh, people want it to be a strong boy. Ooh, okay, 4 strength. That's exceptionally strong. A 4 for strength is like that's like as strong as the strongest human. It has 4 arms, yeah, but it's also tiny. It's about the size of a rat, but it's going to be like Nakmak strength, it seems, maybe. You've still got a little while to vote, so make sure you're voting. You've got 30 seconds left. If you don't want it to be super strong and you want it to be super weak, you need to come and vote, because it's going to be tossed between -2 or 4. A 0 is an average human. 0 is an average human. -2 is something about this size. A normal thing about this size. A +4 would be like world's strongest man level of strength, and then like an 8 or a 9 would be like god level strength. All right, so time's up. -2 eked out. This is why every vote matters. Look, 5 votes to 4. It's going to have a -2 strength modifier, which means that it's going to have either a 2 or a 3 in strength. In honor of the people who wanted it to be quite a little stronger, then I'll go on the higher side of that by making it a +3 instead of a 2. There you go. So it's got -2 strength. Let's go Dex next. Same thing again. This one. Create a poll. Strength modifier. This one's dexterity modifier. -5, -4, and so on. -3. I should have done this while I was waiting. -2, -1. How nimble and quick and light on its feet is it? A 0 is an average human. +1, +2, +3, +4, +5. +5 is literally like demigod level of nimbleness. A 6 is literally higher than any human can possibly achieve without the aid of magic. And an 8 and a 9 you're talking like literal god levels. I'm not a robot. Create your own poll. There we go. And share a link. Copy that link. Copy the link. Put it in here. There you go. Everybody vote. Every vote counts. The last one came down to literally 1 vote in it. So don't go thinking, it doesn't really matter. And while that's doing that, this time I'm going to remember to create my own poll again. Here we go. Let's get the next one going. This next one's going to be Constitution Modifier. Constitution is like how hardy it is. -3. What happened to my music? -2. -1. 0. You voted Dex +2. I don't know why. Just felt compelled. I felt compelled to vote Dex +2. I'm not a robot. Oops, I didn't actually set a timer for this, so I'll say 1 more minute. 1 more minute to go. How are we looking? Most people are wanting a +2 dexterity, so just like above average, like significantly above average, like a kind of like a fairy, a little bit less than a fairy, but more than your average human. So quite nimble. If you want it to be superhuman nimble, rather than just quite nimble, you gotta get in and vote now. It's currently 9 to 7, and there's the time. Alright, it's gonna have a +2 dexterity, but again, just to err on the side of the people who wanted it slightly faster, we will go with the upper end of that, which is a 15. The next one is the one that I have prepared earlier. Here we go. Create your poll. Share the link. Copy the link. Renato's voting for 9 until I land one of the attributes. Doesn't sound like you're taking the creature into mind, Renato. You're not voting intelligently. This one we're talking about the Constitution. Constitution is how hardy the creature is. Again, 0 is the average. A creature that can tank a lot of poison, like eats a lot of garbage and has an iron constitution, never gets sick. That's going to have a positive number. 3 is a -5. No, it's -5 is if you've got a 1 in strength. -4 is if you've got 3. Why no 0? Did I not put a 0 in this one? Might have screwed this one up by accident. Yeah, I gave you no 0 vote. That was my bad. Invalid poll. My bad. That's what I get for trying to do it ahead of time. I also forgot to give you a time down. Constitution. We'll do this one again, guys. Constitution modifier. Rob screwed it up. Bloody hell, bloody hell, bloody hell. -3, -2, -1, 0. 1, 2, 3, Zaza. There we go. Web design, gaming. I am not a robot. Create your poll. Share a link. Copy the link. This is the Constitution modifier, and this time I'm going to remember to put a 3-minute timer as well when I post it. There we go. 3 minutes to decide on the Constitution modifier. I don't need this map to globe anymore. I can get rid of that. How hardy it is. So, -5. It is going to be super squishy. It is going to have barely any hit points. It's going to be easy to take down. It's like it would not stand up well to poisons. Like you'd be able to kill it super easy. The other end of the spectrum, you're talking like barbarian levels. Raging, hulking level 20 barbarians are going to have like a +7 modifier. Wrong link again. What the fuck? How? How did that happen? What the shit's happening, everybody? Pause. Restart. 3 minutes. Go. I don't know what we're doing, but keep doing it. Oh yeah, where the hell's my 0? I definitely put a 0 this time. Oh well. If you want a 0, you'll have to choose -1 or 1. I'm not doing it again. Let's make this little creature super smart. Creature who can bend 3 of the 4 elements must have constitution. Good point. Maybe. How are we going with constitution? Ooh, it's neck and neck. It's literally neck and neck between 1 and 3. We've got 43 seconds left. 30 seconds left. It's 3 and 1, so we've got a plus 31. And time. All right. 1 and 3 were neck and neck, so we're going to go with 2. 2 was the next closest option anyway. So it makes sense. It's the best compromise we can come up with. It's going to have a +2 modifier. So 14. There we go. 14 plus 2. All right. Share a link to the intelligence modifier now. This one definitely has 0 because I typed it out. And it definitely is the right link because I visually checked it. So this one should be right. This is its intelligence modifier. This is its book smarts. How book smart is this character? This creature? This race of creatures? Zero is the average intellect of a human. Like Stephen Hawking, like someone who understands the universe and black holes and everything, would have been a 5 at most. If you have omnipotence, if you have the omnipotence of a god, you're looking at like 9. If you have a -5 intellect and bend fire. Leo Machado is voting for this absolute supreme intellect of like Stephen Hawking level genius. How's it going, Cinderfingers? They're like the mice from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. They could be, yeah. Oh, bollocks. I keep forgetting to turn. I'm used to doing bloody polls on Twitch that automatically time it for me. Alright, you got another 2 minutes. We've got 25 people voting out of 132 people who are actually viewing. You don't want just 20. You don't want less than a fifth of the people to vote for on behalf of everybody else, guys. Make sure you vote. You got 2 minutes to vote. At the moment, it looks like he's going to be a very intelligent creature. 4 people are wanting this little elemental creature that lives in cities to be god-level omnipotence. It's absolute, supreme intelligence. Knowledge of pretty much everything. Yeah, that's why I don't like the current bounded accuracy system Snicker Snacks. Is that the gods literally have a 10, and you cannot, even gods cannot get above a plus 10 on a d20 roll, which is ridiculous. So a god, a literal god, you could ask them a question about something, and they would roll a nat 1 and plus 10, and they get an 11. And then you ask some dumbass with a -5 modifier, and he gets a nat 20 and gets a 15, and understands more about the answer than the god does. I think the bounded accuracy is a great idea, but it's too bounded. I think they went way too small with it. We already agreed it was slightly less smart than a human. We agreed it was slightly less sentient than a human. Not necessarily the same thing as intelligence. Unbounded accuracy! You're gonna have to fly from across the continent. Alright, looks like it's gonna be a 3 for intelligence. Unless people start coming in and voting. There it is. 3 for intelligence, so it's actually a very intelligent creature. It's going to have, and it was on the upper end of that, so it's going to have a 17 intelligence, which is a +3. They're going to be very intelligent creatures. So they're probably going to be capable of thought and such. And I forgot to prep the next one. Wisdom mod. -5. I know that this part can feel a little bit tedious, guys, but we're almost there. We've only got wisdom and charisma to do, and then we've got its primary stats, and from that we know we're getting a really good feeling for what this creature is and what it's capable of. Almost there. Just stick with me. It is gaming. I'm not a robot. I keep telling you I'm not a robot. I swear. I swear it. On my life. I swear it on the blood of the oil of my ancestors. Alright. Time. Remember the time. Here we go. 3 minutes. Boom. Well remembered, Rob. I'm proud of you. Thank you, Rob. I'm proud of me too. Copy the link into here. Wisdom modifier. Wisdom is its book smarts. It's street smarts. It's street smarts, not its book smarts. It's its ability to just kind of to know what's going on around it. Yeah, intelligence is knowing that tomatoes are a fruit. Wisdom is knowing it doesn't go in a fruit salad. Intelligence is knowing that it's a one-way street. Wisdom is looking both ways anyway. Most animals and beasts and things have like a 1 or a 2. If you're like a monk and you're like super aware of your surroundings, you're probably got like a 3, 4, maybe even a 5 if you're like a super monk and you're like hyper aware of your surroundings. And again, 9 would be like god level wisdom. Awareness of everything around it at all times, super hyper aware. You cannot sneak up on this thing. Intelligence is knowing tornadoes are a fruit. All right, there's a fight going on between just above average and exceptionally high. So this is why it's important to vote, because you guys will need to come in one way or another. You guys are needing to vote here. There's 130 people watching. You need to vote, because it makes it will make a huge difference whether this thing is just above average wisdom or exceptionally wise at a god level. The Rob Watcher, it has a +9 to wisdom and constantly makes uncomfortable eye contact with Rob. There's the poll if you need to vote. Fancy's posted it again. Thank you, Fancy. We're currently coming down on the side of a +9 wisdom modifier.
My passive perception is 24.
It's a tiny creature living in an urban environment. It needs to know what the hell is going on around it. Yeah, but like rats and things know what's going on around it. It doesn't need to be a god to know what's going on around it. The blue-haired thief. How's it going? I find the idea of an incredibly intelligent creature with no idea how to use that intelligence extremely entertaining. These things are aware of the DM and the fourth wall. Yeah, it seems like it at this stage. I'm voting for these stats should have been average rather than the most popular number. Yeah, probably. Rats can't bend 3 elements. That is a good point. 10 seconds left. 10 seconds to vote. Edge is refining the sketch. And time's up. With 9 votes to 7, it's going to be a 1 for a wisdom. Interestingly, all of the average numbers between 1 and 9 were all way down the bottom, look. 7, 8, 0, well, 0 is not obviously between. 6, 5, only had 2 votes, 4, 2, 3. So, like, averaging them out seems like it shouldn't... I'm not sure that I feel good about averaging it out. Because it was... I don't know. Do I... No, I feel like it's the worst of both worlds. A compromise when there's 2 consecutive numbers with 1 number between, like the compromise to +2 when it was a fight between 1 and 3. That kind of makes sense. But a compromise when people are wanting like 2 ends of a spectrum, going for the middle, kind of doesn't satiate either. So I'm just going to go with it having a +1 wisdom. +1 wisdom, but I'll go on the higher end of that +1 wisdom, which would be a 13. And finally, charisma. Kind of metagaming my vote by waiting to see what the top 2 options are and picking one of those. Yeah, it's understandable. I know a lot of people would probably be doing that. Charisma. What is charisma? Charisma is kind of your... It's the hardest one to explain. It's your ability to command a room. Do you know how to manipulate people? Do you know how people work? Do you understand people on a level where you can manipulate them? Either persuading them to do what you want, or or threatening them because you know how to get under their skin. Do you know how to command somebody's attention? Distract them? Do you know how to be cute to get what you want? Is it charismatic? Can you sell ice to a penguin? Yeah. Create the poll. Share the link. Copy the link. Paste the link. Get 3 minutes on the clock. Post the link. Start the clock. Remember, guys, that a 5 is the limit of human possibility. You cannot, as a human without magic, you cannot be above a 5. So that's the scale that we're looking at. 0 is average for a human. -5 is the lowest a human can be. +5 is the highest a human can be. Anything above 5 is, you're talking superhuman, god level. Baby Yoda's charisma would be very high. It would probably be a 4 or a 5. Super cute, knows how to get what he wants, knows how to manipulate people to give him what he wants. Maybe like a 4, I would say. Is charisma appearance in your setting? Not necessarily, no. It's more charm than appearance. You can be a very charming, ugly person. You can still know how to manipulate people very successfully without being conventionally attractive. Where did I do my... Ah, crap, did I lose my share? Share link. There we go. Poll results link. Looks like we might be getting our god stat. A lot of people in the chat want a god stat for this little thing. What would a corgi's charisma be? I don't know, like a -3. I feel like you're saying something about me, Rob. Can be charming without being conventionally attractive. It's very up yourself to think of yourself as charming there, Dag. Let's make it decent. Fancy really doesn't want a god stat. Ooh, age more refined. Let's have a look. Ooh, cool. Look at this thing. Ooh, it's got 4 horns. Oh, that's cool. Check this out. Hanging out on top of a light. Cool. It's got like fur. Oh, no. It's got wings, feathered wings maybe. Who's this? Oh no, Jack. Take that back about corgis. It's because they're dogs. They are cute, very cute. I didn't say they were a -5, but they're still an animal, and so they're not going to be able to manipulate you into doing what you want them to do, as much as a human is. That's cool. I like this. So it's mixture of fur and feather. Oh, it's got spines down its head as well. So a mixture of fur and feathers is that it's like a furry body with feathered wings. I like that. That's really cool. I like it a lot. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, and time. Where are we? A +9. Ooh, +4 jumping in at the last second there. It's going to have a +9 modifier, guys. +9 charisma. It is supernaturally, I don't even know which numbers are +9 because it never goes up that high. It's like 27 or something. +9. So +5 you get at level 20. +6 would be 22. +7 would be 24. +8 would be 26. So +9 would be 28 and above. So it's going to have a 28 charisma. Would the 4 not bring it down? No, I compromised in the other way for wisdom, so I'll compromise in this direction for the charisma. 28 charisma. That is exceptionally excessive, yes. But hey, that's democracy. There were at least 9 people who wanted it. Maybe the urban species have a +9, and the what are the other ones? The forest, mountains, and underdark variants of this species have a +4 instead. They're still very hyper charismatic, but a lot less so. All right, cool. Now we need to go with what's next. Shall we go with its armor class? Its armor class would be. It's not got scales or anything, so its armor class would probably be, if it's natural armor, which it would be. We're talking 10 plus its dex mod, which is 12. So 12 natural armor is probably what we're looking at here. If it was an earth elementally type thing, then I would up its armor class from being resistant, but we didn't have. Earth was literally the only one of the 3 elements that it doesn't have. Hit points. We now need its hit points. We need to talk about what sort of level this thing is. Normally for a smaller creature like this, it might have hit dice of like a d6 or something. Its con mod is going to be 2 times whatever. 2 times whatever its level is. Level lots of d6. Level lots of d6 times plus another 2 times whatever level it is. We'll decide that later. Speed. Let's talk about its speed. Its walking speed. This creature is a model. It's just super it's sentient, and it knows how to manipulate humans. It knows exactly what to do to persuade or deceive or intimidate you. Walking speed. It's bipedal, so it's got a walking speed of 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet. Is it like a Nakmakfeegle and it's got like a super duper fast feet? 25 feet, 30 feet is your average human. So is it walking about, even though it's the size of like a rat, is it moving at the same speed as a human? Can they walk side by side without one overtaking the other? 35, 40. 40 is getting up there now. 45 is very fast. That's about the speed of like... 50 is like a level 10 monk. That's like super fast. 60 is the walking speed of a horse, like a riding horse. So you're riding along at a regular speed on a horse, covering quite a bit of distance. Could this thing like be walking next to you? Remember that it's got a flying speed as well. 70, you're getting like stupidly fast now. In fact, I think that I might remove those because I don't think it's necessary for it to be that fast. It's pretty ridiculous. Let's go gaming. I am not a robot. Oh, I need to do this thing now. I just needed to click it before. Why am I needing to do this thing? Select all squares with bicycles. There's no bicycles in this picture. Skip. Skip! Traffic lights. Skip. Create. Small creatures like rats and mice usually have like 10 to 20 feet of movement, I think, in D&D. Let me look one up real quick. Monsters. Let's go rat. Just general rat, not even a not a massive rat, a giant rat or a cranium rat or anything like that. Just a regular old rat. A rat has a walking speed of 20. Sup, Spidey? How's it going? So that gives you some idea. In D&D, a rat has a speed of 20. And now we're asking, what's the speed of this creature going to be that we're creating? This thing. It's got 2 legs, it's got 4 arms, it's got 2 wings, so presumably its primary form of transportation is probably flying. Usually things with fly speeds as their primary focus have a very low walk speed. So like owls, for instance, they're bipedal with wings. They have a fly speed of 60, but a walking speed of like 5. They just hop along and they don't really go very fast at all. Starting a seizure, so gonna go. No worries, Lollybob. You take care of yourself. See you later. This thing probably doesn't need to be too fast because of its awareness, manipulative powers, and dexterity. Yeah, true. Doesn't need to be running away from things. If it's gotten super fast speed, then we'd be asking like why, like why has it evolved such a fast speed? Walking speed of 20, walking speed of 10, walking speed of 35. A couple of people want the 60. And all of the like intermediary ones that I expected, nobody voting for. That's good. That's what I expected. It's a hop and a walk. Yeah. Looks like it would be able to walk. Like it's got its bipedal legs. It can walk fairly fast if it needs to. Fairly fast for its size. 7 or a 20 or a 10. This is the sort of thing where I will compromise. If we do get 20 and 10 evening out, then we might make it 15. But when you've got either 1 or 9, it doesn't feel right to compromise and get like a middle ground. Because you want one end of the spectrum or the other. You're voting 9 because you want it to be at the end of the spectrum, so a 5 wouldn't really satiate a 9. And then it's going to have a fly speed. I'm going to have to... I like the idea of a clambering gait. Imagine a creature who just poof Misty Steps if it really needs to move fast. It's not a fey creature though. Remember, it's an elemental creature predominantly. Misty Step is very much a fey thing. Not to say that only fey can Misty Step, but you kind of think of fey when you're thinking of Misty Steps. It's an elemental creature from the elemental planes originally. Super fast walking speed, wings just for gliding, no flying speed. It could be cool. There are things with wings that don't have flying speeds. Wings just for decorative. That's super cool. So cute. Look at his little cute face. He'd have to be cute if he's got a 28 fucking in charisma. Alright, walking speed. I didn't set a time for that, but it's been about 3 minutes and there's no more votes coming in. So 20, 20's got a 4 vote head start, so we'll make it a 20 feet walking speed. 20 feet, that's reasonable for a tiny creature like this. And then let's go fly speed. Fly speed. I will put a 0 option for you in case you do want to say that it's the wings are there for decoration only. I'm just going to go up in groups of 10 here because that's basically how fly speed works. It's highly unusual to have like a 55 fly speed. I think that would be pretty much unheard of. I don't think there's any creature that would have a 55 fly speed. Likewise, I don't even think there's like a 70 fly speed. You've either got 60 or 80. I might delete some of these intermediaries. Maybe I'll delete the 70. Because that would be weird to have 70. There are creatures with 40, 50, 30, 60 though, so I'll leave all of those as options. And that's it. Cool. Keeping in mind that an ancient red dragon has a fly speed of 80. So anything more than 80, you're getting faster than a red dragon. You could outfly a red dragon. $60 is normal for like an owl or something. 50 is like a humanoid-sized creature, like an Aarakocra or something. Should have a decent fly speed, being an air, fire, and water elemental. Yeah, it makes sense to me too, but it's really your choice. What was Zariel's fly speed? I think hers was 100. Something like that. Spidey and anyone else who's just joined us, here's a recap of what we're doing. We're creating an anniversary creature. It's my anniversary of streaming today. It's exactly a year since my very first stream. We're creating a monster to commemorate it. Currently, we've decided that it's an urban monster. It's tiny in size. It's an elemental by type, specifically air, fire, and water elemental. It's a sentient creature. It's chaotic good. It's a flesh and blood body, not made out of the elements. It can just control the elements in some way or another. We haven't decided yet. It's got 4 arms, 2 legs, 2 wings, a tail, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 4 horns, and a snout-like mouth with jaws and omnivorous teeth, with whiskers, and a mixture of fur and feathers and such, with 4 toes on each foot, 5 fingers on each hand, spines down its back. It can sense magnetism and air pressure, and it has asexual reproduction. It has a 3 in strength, a 15 in dex, 14 in con, 17 intelligence, 13 wisdom, and a 28 charisma. It is exceptionally cute and manipulative. It knows how to manipulate people. Let me just move this down here, open it up so you can see a little better of the page. What is Mel's fly speed? Mel, character sheet. Her fly speed is 50. Mel can fly at 50. Where was I with this one? Copy a link. I think you've had enough time now. Flight speed 50. Oh yeah, quite a lot of people voting on 50. There's quite a consensus on this one. Nobody wanting it to not have a fly speed or to have only 20. But quite a few people wanting it to have a 50, so 50 it is. You can fly speed of a giant bee or an Aarakocra or something. I guess in this one I will put a poll for other speeds. Other speeds? Question mark. Should it have a crawl speed? Sorry, not a crawl speed. A climb speed. Climb speed just means, I suppose if I do it this way, you can only really vote for one of them. A burrow speed, a swim speed. A swim. More than one of the above. More than one of these. A climb speed means that it can climb as quickly as it can walk. So with a climb speed, you're saying that it can get up a tree without really slowing down. Like if you're walking along, it doesn't mean that you can stick to walls and things. That's not what climb speed means. It just means that when you get to a place where there are enough handholds and stuff, you don't have to slow down to continue up the wall, like most other people would. So you got 1 minute to decide: does it have a climb speed? Does it have a burrow speed? Can it burrow through rock or dirt or anything as fast as it can walk? Or does it have a swim speed? It is an elemental that is native to the plane of storm and smoke. An epochal. I'm gonna name it elemental. What? Even if it doesn't have a swim speed, it can still swim. It just swims at half the speed of its regular movement speed. I'm going to name it an epoch elemental. Why an epoch elemental? Not many flying creatures can climb very well. Yeah, because why would it need to climb if it can fly? Epoch means year, of course. Okay, half of you want it to have a climb speed, but 31% of you want it to have more than one of these. So I'll actually put that into a separate category of itself then. Let's put it into a separate category. Create poll. Other speeds. Let's do this. Climb.
My passive perception is 24. I
see you following me. Climb and swim. Climb and burrow. Swim speed. Swim and burrow speed. And just burrow speed. There's your options there. Which other speeds should it have? A lot of gliding creatures climb though, and a lot of birds climb before they can fly. I see. Annus mirabilis means a good year. There you go. That's its scientific name then. I should have put an option for 0 because I didn't. I didn't think to. Can I fix that? Is there a way to fix this after I've done it? Jump to results. Submit your vote. All right. Let me do that again because I fucked up. I should have put a 0 option, which I realized I didn't put in the other one either. Does it have other movement speeds? No. And then climb speeds. Climb and swim. What am I doing? Why am I making myself more work? I'll just do climb speed and then put a 0 option, and then if you think it doesn't have a climb speed, you just vote 0. Climb speed 20. There's no point putting a 10 option because it's already got a 20-foot speed, which means that it can climb at 10 by default, and so having a climb speed of anything less than any 10 or less, then no point having a climb speed at all. Does it have a climb speed? 0, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, and 60. It's sure as heck not climbing faster than it can fly, is it? So I guess I don't really need the 60 either. Click all the things with stairs. I'm not a robot. Create your poll. Poll link. This one. Copy into here. Creating your own monster. Yes, we are, Chronic. We are creating a monster from scratch with all of the little minutiae taken into account, and the chat gets to vote on every one of them. So this little creature that we've created so far, I just started to draw it already. It is an elemental. It's tiny, around the size of a rat or so, and it lives in urban environments. Human climb speeds would be like 15 or so. I would love to see Rob doing a cooking show where he makes a monster from scratch on the kitchen counter. It's a tiny creature. It is furry-bodied, but with feathery wings. Has 4 horns, 4 arms, 2 legs. It's got a little snout. It's exceptionally charismatic, to the point of like god-level charisma. And it has a 20-foot walking speed, a 50-foot flying speed, and we're now voting on the climb speed, and then we'll vote on the swim speed and the burrow speed. Spider climb is a different thing. Spider climb, just because you have a climb speed does not mean you can walk on the ceiling or anything. Spider climb means you can walk on the ceiling, and that's not a speed. It's a different thing, and it would just use your regular walk speed. All right, it's getting pretty close. I'll give it either 30 more seconds or until we get to 25 votes, whichever comes first. I can spider climb, says Spidey NZ. Spider-Man. Bum 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 bum. It should have 2 pairs of arms. It has 2 pairs of arms. It's got 2 pairs of arms and a pair of legs. It's got a pair of arms here, a pair of arms there, and then 1 leg there and 1 leg coming down around this side. Alrighty. I think I'm going to call it there. We've got 30-foot climbing speed. Alright, it's got 30-foot climbing speed. 50 fly feet. Fly 50 feet, thank you. Climb 30 feet. Next up, does it have a swim speed? This 4-armed, 2-winged creature, elemental creature, swim speed. So again, if a creature doesn't have a swim speed, it still can swim. It just swims at half the speed of its regular. So that would be 10 feet for this guy. So I'll go 15, 20, 25, 30. And then 40, 50. And I guess maybe it could use its wings to try and swim through the water. So I'll add another option there for 60 in case it's a very fast swimmer. Oh, for goodness sakes. There's no bicycles. Can't you go back to just... There's a... I guess... pedestrian crossing. I was looking for bicycles again. Can you just go back to just ticking it when I tick it? And it says gaming. What does it matter? Share the link. Is Fancy going to sleeps? Alright. No worries, Fancy. Thank you for joining. Thank you for all that you do. And I'll see you again next time. What's up, Drago Horse? How's it going? Control, paste. Here's a poll. Need to vote on its walking speed. Its swimming speed. What swimming speed does it have? Does it have one at all? A couple of people saying no, it shouldn't have a swim speed. A couple of people saying it should have a just above half its, just below its regular walking speed, above a regular swim speed. Binge watched the D&D series from Epic NPC Man. Cool. Cool. What's up, Keith Pierce? Apis needs to encounter one of these. Could have convinced a tribe of stupid creatures that it is a tiny god. Yeah, that could be cool. Now watching the Isolation Games, cool. Make sure everybody's putting their copper pieces towards the Isolation Games Watch Party Challenge. We're 2/3 of the way there with 11 days left on the clock. I'll give you another minute to decide on the swim speed. Looks like this creature's not going to have a swim speed. It can still swim. It can still swim at 10 feet per round. If we decide on it not having a swim speed, but it just won't be as good in the water as something that is designed to be in the water. What kind of elemental is it? It is an air, fire, and water elemental. Sort of a stormy elemental. All right, I think I'm going to call it there. We've got 13-7. That's almost 2-1 to the next highest vote. We've got 50% of the vote saying zero swim speed. So it does not have a swim speed. The last one is, of course, burrow speed. Does it have a burrow? It's not an air element. God damn it, Robert. Think about your words. It's not an earth elemental, so I'm assuming it will not have a burrow speed. But maybe you'll decide that it does have a burrow speed. Unlike the others, you can't just, it's not just assumed that anybody can burrow. So I'm going to put in all of the options right down to 5. Even without a climb speed, creatures can climb, and even without a swim speed, creatures can swim. But without a burrow speed, creatures can't burrow. Buses. Is that a bus? I suppose that's kind of a bus. Bicycles. I guess it wasn't then, otherwise it would have left me to go. There are none, I don't think. I can't see any bicycles there. Ah, for goodness sakes, it's gaming. What does it matter? Which plane does it call home? It would call home the plane of storm, which is sort of a homebrew idea. I have my own homebrew elemental chaos that's not just the four planes, but like border planes of all of them as well. What's the climb speed of an owl? Owls don't have climb speeds in D&D. No birds have climb speeds, I don't think. This is cool. Look how cute he is. Hello. Burrow speed. Yeah, most people are agreeing with me that it doesn't make sense for this thing to have a burrowing speed. Owls are mainly legs. Legs with wings. Binge watched Epic NPC Man D&D, Isolation Games, and Twitch Tales all in 2 weeks and slept through the last TT stream. Jeez, Morpheus, slow it down. Pace yourself. Got an addictive personality or something? All right, very clear, almost unanimous decision. This thing is not going to have a burrow speed. We are getting somewhere now. We've got the whole upper half of this stat block decided now. Now we need to know, is it proficient in any particular saving throws? Is it proficient in saving throws? How to make a... Yeah, I suppose just a regular poll like the rest of is going to work. Proficient in... should I do each one as a yes, no? Or should I... Because you can be proficient in more than one. So I guess each one is a yes, no. Proficient in charisma saves. I don't think it would need to be, but... proficient in strength saves. Proficient in strength saves, yes, no. In fact, we don't need to make this a poll, 1 minute each one. Just, you've got yes emotes, you've got down emotes, no emotes. If you're a subscriber of mine, you have access to my yes and no gauntlet emotes, done for me by SpideyNZ in the chat there. Thank you very much, Spidey. If you're not a subscriber, you still have access to yay and nay emotes that come default with Twitch. So I'll just ask as a general poll to the chat, if you want this creature to be proficient in strength saving throws, put a yes or a yay. Strength saving throws, yes or yay. No or nay. And I'll just do a visual take of it. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 to 3. It's looking like no. We've got nay, a no. No. All right. Pretty clear. This is not going to be. This is not going to be proficient in strength saving throws. All right. Everything after here. End of strength. Beginning of dex. Boo 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 boo. All right. That's enough about the strength. Everything after this line here, start dexterity saving throws. Is it going to be proficient in dexterity saving throws? Yes or no? Dexterity saving throws. If somebody make a dex save to get out of the way of a fireball or something. Ooh, look at this. Unanimous. Hester, morning everybody, and happy anniversary, Robert. Thank you, Hester. Good to have you here. To catch you up, if you're just joining, like Hester, we are making, to celebrate my anniversary, you're making an anniversary creature. It is an urban creature. It's trivial. It's tiny sized. It's an elemental. It kind of looks a bit like this so far, with its 4 arms and 4 horns and things and wings. And now we're deciding on its dexterity saving throws and stuff. All right, so unanimous there. Yes, it is going to have a dexterity saving throw. Dex save is going to be, that means that it's going to have a 2 plus its proficiency, plus prof, which we'll have to decide in a second. All right, that's enough about the dex. End of dex. Beginning of con. Is it going to be proficient in con saves? Yes or no? Constitution saving throws, which are made whenever you take poison damage or anything to do with your concentrating or your stomach. Got a strong iron stomach or anything. Is it proficient in con saves? Your guts. Almost unanimously no. gonna go with a no then, unless it suddenly changes the other way before I've finished refilling my water. I swear this mug is bigger on the inside. It's the opposite of ASMR. RMSA. Wouldn't be a Rob stream without the water torture. Gotta go pee now. Alright, that was almost a unanimous no to the con saves. Alright, so starting here. Int saves. Intelligence saving throws, yes or no? Intelligence saving throws don't come up very often, but it's when something is attacking your intellect, not your mind. Your wisdom is your mind, your intelligence is your intellect. When something attacks your intellect, like psionic abilities sometimes do, like mind reading sometimes does. Peace obediently, even though her sound is off. Ooh, this is going to be a tricky one to judge, because it's 1 to 3, 4, 5, 6 to 2, 6 to 3, 7 to 3, 7 to 5, 10, 11 to 5. Okay, so it looks like it's coming up on the yay. It's not nearly unanimous, but it's much more in favour of the yes for intelligence saving throws. All right, we'll go with yes then. It is going to be proficient in intelligence saves, which means it will have a +3 plus its proficiency, whatever its proficiency happens to be when we finally decide that. Oh, final sketch onto the painting. Here comes the next one. Look. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at this. Look at this cutie. Ooh, hello, cutie. Boop, 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 boop. With its little claws on its feet. Cute. Its wings sticking out. Its whiskers. Cute. What a cool drawing. And its tail, like, wrapping around the lamp as well. Awesome. Amazing work, Adro. Amazing. Intelligence saves. Alright. I'm not squealing, you are. We've got wisdom saves. Wisdom saves. Yes or no? Wisdom saves is quite common in D&D. It's when you try to hold person, or when you try to charm person, or when you try to manipulate somebody's mind using magic. So is it good at resisting those things? If you were to try and cast Dominate Monster on it, would it be able to resist you? Most people saying yes, with a couple of no's sprinkled in, but the majority is yeses. Yeses and yays. Alright, let's go with yes. It's also proficient in wisdom saves, which would give it a +1 plus its proficiency, whatever its proficiency is going to be. And then, I suppose that's the next thing we need to decide, because that's important. What's up, SK Lloyd? What happened in Alan's stream just now? Charisma. Charisma saving throws, yes or no? It already has a supremely proficient charisma stat block. It is god level charismatic. So it's probably going to succeed any charisma saves anyway. You got 800 subs within an hour. What the fuck? How? From who? From everybody? Everybody just went sub hype? Is that like, was everybody just sub happy? Or was it from one person that was like a millionaire? Charisma saves, yes or no? Most people saying no. 800 gifted from 3 people. 3 people gave 800 subs. That is absolute insanity. Wow, that's a lot of money for him. Oof, that's a lot of money for him. I wonder how many he'll drop off in a month. Crazy gifted sub wars. Wow, that's something else, isn't it? Oh, is it on account of his 5th anniversary of Epic NPC Man? That makes sense, I guess. Alright, most people saying no. No. Those people need to find Rob's channel. No, those people are interested in Epic NPC Man more than D&D, I think. 2 gave 300 subs and 1 gave 200. That is insanity. Anyway. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate it. That's it then. We're proficient with Dex, Intelligence, and Wisdom saving throws. That's cool. All right, let's go back up to here. The hit points. We need to, for the hit points and proficiency, we need to decide what kind of level this thing is. How to describe it, because it doesn't work like character levels. It doesn't work like player levels. It works like what sort of challenge it is. What sort of, if you were to fight one. Maybe you're in an evil campaign and you're fighting this chaotic good creature. You need to know what sort of... I guess one way to put it is like the tiers of gameplay. Would you come across these things in like an encounter?
Oh, a new adventurer joins the team.
Thank you, Mythical. Gifted a sub to the community, bringing in 3 to the channel now. If you were to come across one in like an encounter that you were designed to actually be able to win, between levels 1 and 4, then it's a low level creature. If it's like 5 to 10, then it's, mid-level creature. If it's like 11 to 15, that's quite a high level creature. And like 16 and above, if you would only stand a chance of beating this thing in like later level. Isn't this the sort of thing you would pick based off what we already have? Yeah, I kind of usually do, fella. Yeah, but I want to be the one to pick as little as possible for this stream because I wanted it to be mostly chat decisions. Challenge written 5. With its before we landed on the charisma stat being 28, I would have thought that it would be a low level thing, like it's a challenge written of 3 to 5, somewhere around there. As soon as we give it a god level stat in charisma, it made me think, okay, well in that case it's probably got some sort of spellcasting which uses its charisma modifier. It's probably doing some sort of any sort of elemental effect that it's doing would have an exceptionally high DC to succeed against, which would put it at quite a high challenge rating. So it could really go either way still, because if you want it to be a relatively low challenge rating, then it could still be a low level, giving it quite low hit points. So I don't know. I really don't know. Could go either way. So I think I'm just going to put it straight to you guys. We'll just decide on its level. I am going to decide. I'm going to make the executive decision that it is not a level 1, but I'm going to give you all the other options, and then from there I can do the behind the scenes maths of working out what that means for its level is not its challenge rating, by the way. They are related, but they are not the same thing. Pedestrian crossings, boop, boop, boop. Did you get a snack? Yeah, I got a sandwich. It was a very nice sandwich. Yeah, it could definitely be a glass cannon, which would keep its challenge rating down. If you made it a low level, then it would still be it would basically be a glass cannon. It would hit hard with that that high charisma, but it would go down easy with its low hit points. Is this a pack animal? We haven't decided that sort of thing yet. Snafu. Don't think of it as an animal though. Remember that it's an elemental. It is not a beast or a monstrosity. It's an elemental first and foremost. It is a native to the planes of elements that just happens to now be found in towns and cities on the material plane. What we got so far, Sparrow, is all this stuff that we did before you left. All of it's like physical body stats. And then what we've decided since you got that is that it has an armor class of 12. We're deciding on its hit points now. It's got a speed of 20, a climb of 30, and a fly of 50. These are its stats, including this 28 charisma. It's proficient in dex. It's got a proficiency in dex, intelligence, and wisdom saving throws, and that's as far as we've got. All of this stuff is from the thing that I copied it over from. We haven't actually decided on any of those yet. And we are now currently deciding on what level this thing should be, so that will help. That will tell us what proficiency, what its proficiency modifier is, and what its hit points are. Ooh, level 12, level 5, level 9, level 10. If we get enough people voting, there are 115 people watching, but only 20 votes so far. Also, check out the drawing of it, Sparrow. If you've only just come back, you must have missed this. This is what This is what the creature we're making looks like, or Adra's interpretation of it. Anyway, I would love to see other people's interpretations as well. As fantastic as Adra is at art, she doesn't have to be the one that decides what it looks like, just because she's the first person to get me the art of it. If other people are currently drawing it as well, I'd love to see your versions of it. Maybe one of you wants to make it more reptilian in nature, with a long lizard-like snout, a lizard-like snout rather than a canine-like snout. That thing definitely knows invisibility and lightning bolt. I love the horns and the wings. Yeah, I loved when we'd voted on 4 horns. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder how that's going to be done. But I think Aja's done a wonderful job of it. Like these that kind of curve in and these that kind of curve out. All right. It's close enough that I'll give it another minute in case anybody comes in last second to vote on this. Don't forget to vote. Every vote counts. What level is it going to be?
Oh, a new adventuring party.
Hey, shit,
joins
it's
the
K.
team.
Lloyd. Thank you very much for the 10 gifted subs. First 10 in the channel, even. First 10 just dropped like that. Boom. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And who did you give to? Onyx, Lost Infantry, Florette, Pie Killer, Michael Rose, Frankie Jolin, Minimson, Rebel Class, and Shane Harris DM. Shane Harris. Wonder if you're a dungeon master. This thing blinds you with a cloud of smoke to give itself time to hide. Yeah, I kind of thought that way as well. Like, if it's from the plane of smoke, I like the idea that it kind of looks at you and manipulates your mind. With its charisma, I kind of figured that it might have like an aura of charming or something. It might have like that's very much a Fae thing, but it almost looks like it should have like a charming aura. And then if a hostile action is taken against it, it just like clouds out some smoke from the plane of smoke and disappears into like a little storm. Maybe it's got like shocking grasp or something, and to be able to get away from you without reactions. I don't know. Cool stuff though. Alright, time's up. It's a level 12 creature. Oof. Alright, so it's not a glass cannon. This thing is going to be pretty hardy. So 12d6. plus 2 times 12, which is 24. 12d6. So the average of d6 is 3.5. 12 times 3.5 is the same as 6 times 7, which is 42. 42 plus 24 is 66. 66 hit points. Each of these little dudes have 66 hit points. They're pretty hardy. And a 12 would give you a plus 5, I think. When does your proficiency go up? Is it plus 5? It goes up at 5. And then it goes up again at 9. 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, if it was 13, it would have gone up 1 more. But it's got a plus 2 proficiency, 3 proficiency, 4 proficiency, right? Just check the player's handbook instead of trying to remember. It's a plus 4 proficiency at level 12, ain't it? Yes. Last level of level 4. Lifespan's only 48 hours, so they live and reproduce like mayflies. Dex plus 4, so that's going to be a 6 dexterity saving throw, a 7 intelligence saving throw.
You're ever so kind to spare me
and
those
a
coins,
Draco
friend.
horse. Thank you very much for the bits. And a 5 wisdom saving throw. A 6-year-old wants to know if she can collar the monster. JC Warner. Well, this was the final sketch, Ajo said. So if you take this image down, if I zoom out, oh bloody hell, not that much. If I zoom in close enough that you can take a screenshot, if you take a screenshot of that, I don't know if there's an easier way to do that, but then you can open that in Paint or something and give it to your daughter. It's such a cutie. I wish these existed in real life. Cool, let's talk about skills next. What sort of skills does it have? Just save it from there. There you go. What sort of skills should it have? Tell you what we could do with this one. That's the best way to vote on the skills. How do I vote for more than one thing at once? What's up, L Brown? How's it going? I reckon if I just use this as an idea of who wants what, and then I've got the most popular ones, and we can decide that from there. So we've got athletics, we've got acrobatics, we've got stealth, we've got sleight of hand. I might take the top 3 of these, I think, something like that, because monsters don't tend to have a hell of a lot of skills. Skills only really come into it for player characters more than anything else. Arcana, is it knowledgeable about how magic works? Is it book learned about history? Has it been taught about religion? Or investigation? Investigation or nature? Does it understand on a academic level about nature? Animal handling. We've got... They do exist in real life. All you need are a couple of cats, a hawk, some apox putty, sewing skills, and the upper body skill to hold down a cat while you modify it. Modify. Gross. Animal handling, medicine. I'm going to have to make an executive decision to get rid of some of these ones that we don't think are important. It'll probably be the intelligence-based stats, maybe. Oh, it is an intelligent creature, though, so maybe. Medicine. What am I looking for? Perception. Survival. Which one am I forgetting from the insight? That's it. Insight. And then deception. And then I need to decide on which 3 it already has, I think. Or which 3 I don't know about. I don't know. Don't know which ones of these I don't want it to have. I think religion makes no sense for it to have, and I don't think history makes any sense for it to have. I don't think Arcana does either. Persuasion, performance, and what's the last one? Intimidation. All right, these are your options for which skills it can have. Did I check the May sub goal? Hey, check it out. Look at that. Thank you, SK Lloyd. Have we finished it off? Oh, all but one. 99.87%. Nice. Good work, everybody. Taxis. Taxi. Go. I am not a robot. 5-hour stream. Yeah, we've been streaming 5 hours with this monster. This monster. All right. Go. Which skills should it have? I'll take like the top 3, I think, because most the first person in wanted it to have intimidation. One person demands sleight of hand. Most critters don't have that many. Most monsters don't have that many skills. Like that many listed skills in their stat block like this. They often just have athletics, maybe. Sometimes stealth and perception are the most common ones that a stat block will have. Sometimes they'll have like deception, but very rarely any of the others, really. Need lots of votes on this one. Yes, we do, fella. We need lots of people voting. I want to see each of you voting. I'll check the thing in chat again here. Make sure that everybody is voting in this one. Everybody's going to be voting for different skills, so it's important to help bring out which ones the most of you actually want. You hope it's a sneaky little creature. It might have some stealth. If you are listening to my voice and you are not voting, please do so. It will take you less than 30 seconds for this particular vote. You just need to click on the link, decide which of the skills is most important for you to have in this particular creature here that we're looking at. What do you think this creature is good at? Is it stealthy? Is it acrobatic? Is it athletic? Is it got a good sleight of hand? Can it pick your pocket? Is it got good perception because it's got big ears and eyes and senses the magnetism and things? If you can see me voting, I want to know where the camera is. Clap your hands to wake people up. Or bust their eardrums. Turn them off. No worries, Spidey. Thanks for dropping by. Echolocation. I don't think it had echolocation, no. It's got a +9 modifier to its charisma stats already. If we make it proficient in persuasion and deception, then it would have a +13 to those stats. So even on a nat 1, it would get a 14 to persuade people. And on a nat 20, it would have a 33 persuasion. Alright, I'm going to put a timer on for 1 minute, and then we're going to call it at that moment. So if you haven't voted, make sure you do so. I feel like this is really starting to come together, this little monster. We haven't even talked about its actions yet, or its spellcasting. Could still lose to a -5 charisma contested roll. Yeah, unfortunately that's the case for Jin. But hey. That's D&D for you. That's where what the fuck is the word? Advantage and disadvantage comes in. Because if you were having a -5 charisma contested roll and you had advantage as well as the +13, then it's highly unlikely that you're going to lose. Still technically possible. 33 persuasion is the city's last line of defense against the siege. It's just like a tiny little rat monster. They're sieging into the thing, and then this guy, oh, there we go, flutters up onto a lamppost like this, and he just looks at them and says, "Hey guys, have you tried not attacking? Maybe we can just work this out. Let's all just have some cake and sit down." Rolls a nat 20 on persuasion, and they're like, "Yeah, okay, let's not attack." All right, it's going to have stealth with 9 votes. 33% of you wanted it to have stealth, so it is going to be proficient in stealth. I'm also going to give it sleight of hand and persuasion. Sleight of hand and persuasion. What else did we have? We had acrobatics, deception, athletics. Not many people wanting the others. Stealth, sleight of hand, and persuasion. Persuasion +13. Sleight of hand. That's going to be a +6. +6 to pickpockets or do little tricks.
Oh, you're ever so kind to spare
Thank
me
you,
those
Dragahorse,
coins,
for the
friend.
100
Thank
bits. And stealth. Stealth +6. There we go. What is next in the monster stat block? Is it damage resistances, damage immunities, damage vulnerabilities, and then conditions? Because technically we've got other things here. We've got copy, paste. We've got damage vulnerabilities. We may decide that it's got no vulnerabilities. This feels quite large if this is zoomed in even further since I messed around with the damage vulnerabilities and condition vulnerability, condition immunities, and then senses and languages, and then we're done with the top half of the stat block. Going to head to bed. This little thing is great. No worries, fella. Thanks for popping in. These things would make an epic familiar. Yeah, it would make a game-breaking familiar. All right. It is a fire elemental, so I'm going to make the executive decision that it is immune to fire. That makes sense first and foremost. It is a storm elemental, so it would probably be resistant at the very least, probably immune to lightning. We've all been talking about how it's lightning damage and things, so I imagine it's immune to lightning and lightning and fire. For its color, Ajo wants to know what sort of color would this thing be. I am picturing it as kind of like a smoky grey, because it's let me pull back up the map to globe, and let's go images. This one, okay. Yep, that's the one. Thank you. Go. If it's from air, fire, and water, then it's from the storm area, but it was mostly air and fire, so that's closer to the smoke side of things than the steam side of things. So I picture it as like a smoky grey colour, bit myself. Maybe it's got like almost lightning blue or lightning white, lightning yellow. I don't know, horns or something, or the spines. Maybe the spines are like a light blue. I don't know. Smoky grey would make sense for both smoke and storm clouds, yeah. A thunderstorm at night. Yeah, thunderstorm at night. Also, with its stealth proficiency, it makes sense that it's like darker colours so that it can blend into like dull grey cobblestones and things. Or fly above you without you seeing them. Blast you with lightning. I don't know. Up to you. Alright, resistant to any... does it have any resistances? Let's do this. I know that you can only vote for one of them by doing the polls this way, but resistances? You can vote for the one that you think is the most likely for it to have resistance to, and I will... none should be an option. Acid, cold, fire, lightning. I need to know all of the different...
Oh, a new adventurer joins the team.
Thank you very much. Who was that? SK Lloyd gifted out an 11th in the channel. Thank you very much for bringing in Jack Dude 3434. Somebody help me out with the different types. Poison, radiant, force, thunder. Oh, probably resistant or immune to thunder damage, maybe. Necrotic, thank you. Necrotic. Bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing, of course. Bludgeoning, piercing, slashing. Radiant, I've said radiant. Force, psychic, yep. PSY kick. Fire, fire it's immune to, because it's a fire elemental. Emotional damage. Lightning damage it's immune to, because it's a storm elemental. Drowning damage, not a thing. I think that's it, isn't it? I think that's probably all of them. Cold. Wait, no, I've said cold. Yeah, cold's there. Yeah, I think that's all of them. Gaming. Poison, I've said. It's on the list. It's there, right there. Traffic lights. Boop, boop, boop. Go. What's the difference between thunder and force? Force is magic damage. Thunder is sound damage. Or shockwave damage. $5 a.m. mythical. Jesus, you need to go to bed. You go to sleep. Alright. Pick your top choice for if it has any resistances. Which one would it be? You can choose none if you think it shouldn't have any resistances. It is already going to be... did I include thunder? I did include thunder. It's already going to be immune to fire and lightning. Maybe resistant or immune to thunder. I'm making Thundercats. Kind of looks like the way, doesn't it? Thundercats are on the loose. It kind of looks like a different cross between Thundercats and gargoyles, I guess. Jump to the results. Resistant to psychic damage. Resistant to cold, thunder. No resistances. It's still going. Whew, we're not even close to the end yet, Sumgen. Somebody catch me up. I've only just arrived. Hey, Connor, how's it going? So, we are creating, for my anniversary, an anniversary creature. We've decided that it's an urbanite. It's a little creature that's found mostly in cities and towns. It's a tiny creature, bordering on trivial, almost rat-sized, I guess. It's an elemental, using a mixture of air, fire, and water. So a storm elemental. It's a sentient creature. It's chaotic good. It has 4 arms, 2 legs, wings, a tail. It looks something like this, or at least this is Ajo's impression of what it should look like. Based on these things. And we have decided that it has 66 hit points. It has a fly speed of 50, a climb of 30, 20 feet walking speed. It is a 28 charisma, 17 intelligence, very intelligent and charismatic creature. And that it has persuasion, sleight of hand, and stealth. And now we're deciding on its resistances and immunities. So jump into the poll there. Jump into the poll. What's the challenge rating at? We're not sure yet. Voided. So that's sort of the last thing that's decided by everything else. It's a 66 hit point rat. A 66 hit point thunder rat. Some sort of lightning rat. Seems almost Pikachu-esque. With wings. Heading home before the headache turns into a migraine. Got to get to tune in again. No worries, some Jen. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Alright. Looks like it might be resistant to psychic damage, which is kind of cool. Alright, damage resistances. Psychic. Immunity to fire, lightning. Is there any other thing it should... I feel like I'm just going to make the executive decision. It makes sense for it to be immune to thunder damage. Because if it's a storm creature, it should be resistant to fire. It should be immune to the damage created by storms. Fire, lightning, and thunder. Vulnerabilities. Let's do that one now. Create a poll. Is it vulnerable? Meaning, does it take double damage? Vulnerabilities. Does it take double damage from any of the types of damage here? So like poison, acid, cold, poison, necrotic.
My passive
Radiant.
perception is 24. I see
you following me. Thank you very much. Not psychic, obviously. Bludgeoning, piercing, slashing. What am I missing here, guys? Acid, cold, poison, necrotic, radiant, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing. Am I missing any? Fire it's immune to. Test it with a cat. Find a cat. Test acid on it. See if it's vulnerable. Psychic. Psychic it's resistant to. Fire it's immune to. Lightning and thunder it's immune to. So I think that's all of the rest of them. Gaming. This is a gentle Pete. Stop aciding the cats. Copy link. Paste link. Go! Start deciding. Is it vulnerable? Oh shit, I didn't put a none. Ugh! Why did nobody tell me I didn't put a no? I didn't put a no emote. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe you don't want it to be vulnerable to anything. I have to include that now, don't I? Let's make that one a yes or no thing real quick. While people are voting on that, first let's vote. Should it be vulnerable to anything at all? So in the chat, just put yes or no, up or down emote. Should it have any vulnerabilities at all? Yes or no. Put a yes emote or a no emote. It's much more visually easy for me to see. Alright, people saying yes, it should have some sort of vulnerability. It should take double damage from one particular type of damage. Almost unanimously even. Alright, so that means we are okay to go ahead with the the vote here. Vote which one. There you go. You're fine. Thank you, Ajo. Earth elemental is acid. Yeah, acid or poison are probably the ones that are most closely linked with the earth element damage or bludgeoning. If you get smacked by rocks. Roscoe, I'll change my answer for consensus. It wasn't you that voted no, though. Oh no, it was you. You started at the top with a no. But Pie Killer was the one that said nay. Vulnerable to necrotic damage. So they take double damage if it's undeath damage. Necrosis. Bludgeoning damage. Vulnerability to bludgeoning damage would be interesting. That would indicate that it's some sort of it's almost brittle. Like it's if you smack it with a rock, it takes extra damage. If you hit it with a club, it's going to take extra damage than it would have otherwise. Which is weird. Weird and interesting. A lot of you are interested in it being vulnerable to bludgeoning damage. I wonder what's your reasoning, everybody? It's kind of squishy. It's tiny. Yeah, it's tiny, but it's still going to take damage from being hit by a rock. But is it going to take more damage? Like, there's something about its make. Like, I get that a skeleton is vulnerable to bludgeoning damage because if you hit a skeleton with a club, it's more likely to take damage than if you hit a zombie with a club because its bones are going to break. But like, what about this dude makes you think that if you hit it with something bludgeoning, it's gonna take more damage than anything else of its kind, of its size, or a piñata? It would be frail to have its wings lift its body. So you're thinking it's like it's got hollow bones and stuff like a bird, so that it could get flight. I can understand that. Alright, I've hit my limit. I need sleep. No worries, Jack West. Thank you very much for popping by. Punching it discharges its electricity and stuns itself. It's adorable. Why would you hit it? I don't know. Maybe it's clawing at your face. I don't know. You have to make a DC 28 charisma save to even attempt the attack. When you pound him with a hammer, he dissipates more than with an edged weapon. Okay, yeah, I can see that one booking. I like that. I like that thinking. He's got a smoky elemental nature to him, so hitting him with a hammer kind of disperses him more than a slice through. If you waft a big bludgeoning weapon through an area of smoke, it's gonna disperse it more than if you slash a sword through smoke. That's some good reasoning. Just dropped Rob's dice link in Alan's stream. Why? What do you mean? My level up dice links? You getting me some more clicks onto my dice link. If anybody is new to my channel and you've stuck around from any of the raids I've gotten today, I do have an affiliate link. I have an affiliation with a dice company called Level Up Dice, and if you check out the links below or in the commands, I think it's exclamation mark level up. Is it level up, or is it level up dice? Maybe level up dice. I think maybe it is level up dice. There you go. Boom. If you check out those links, it helps me out. You get to browse some cool click clack math rocks, and I get some points for it. I'm so interested in D&D, but I don't know how to start with it. Yeah, just keep watching my channel and stuff, and you'll get good at it over time. All right, so people are saying either necrotic or bludgeoning. It should be vulnerable to necrotic or bludgeoning damage. Being vulnerable to bludgeoning damage is so unique and different that I kind of like it. I'm going to go with that one. I'm going to go with that one. Vulnerable to bludgeoning damage. So if you're going to hit it with a sword or you're going to hit it with a mace, mace, then your mace is your better option. Because then it kind of disperses like smoke. Yeah, I like it. Condition immunities. Should it be immune to any conditions? That is like the paralyzed condition, the stunned condition, prone, blinded, deafened, all of those sorts of things. Start just putting them in the chat if you think of any conditions that you think it should be immune to. By the way, guys, can't believe I almost forgot. Check out my new DM screen. Let me go to the full screen to show this off. Where's my mouse gone? There it is. Let me show off Listorian's amazing artwork, one panel at a time. So, starting with the NPC side of things, we've got Lulu, we've got Barb, we've got Torok, we've got Ellie, and Balin, and Zaza. Who's this over here? This one is Alfie, of course. This one is the Warforged number 14. And then Bob down here. Going the wrong way on my camera. I'm getting myself all the wrong way around. Yeah, that's number 14, Alfie. We've got Bob. And you can see Greg the Garlic Farmer with his Ray of Frost, and Bodger and Barradoon. And then the Viva Dice. And then we've got on this side all of my characters, all the NPCs, all the bad guys. We've got the wolves that were working under Wither. We've got Bullywug King Lord Sir Conrow, and all of his Bullywug people. We've got the Hill Giant, the Voracious Quake. We've got the Displacer Beast that came into the Voracious Quake. We've got Laethil, Master Laethil there. I think that's Laethil anyway. I'm pretty sure that's Laethil. Laethil shouldn't have a beard, really, technically speaking, because he's an elf, and elves don't grow beards. We have... That's the... I was like, who's the ghost? Oh, it's Frank. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, I'm on the bad guys. Why am I the bad guy? Oh, no. And then we have... Who's on this side? We've got a giant devil demon thing. Is that from Avernus? Maybe that's the Descent into Avernus. We've got some orcs, which I think are just kind of generic, maybe. We've got number 21, I think, who's a roguish, dark-cloaked individual. Dragon of Schmagenrog. We've even got the Lamia Talia from Isolation Games. And Wither with his black smoke. Wither, I made it to a DM screen. Pretty freaking incredible. Check out this amazing bloody DM screen that I have. And it's custom made. On the inside are all the tables that I decided. I got the choice to say, hey, I think what's important to me to have on a DM screen is this and that and the other. And I've got them all on there. I've got distance covered by terrain, or I've got dispel magic, counterspell DCs, damage by severity, jumping distance, all the different conditions and things. It's amazing! Yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, the reason I got this out was that I wanted to check the conditions for you. So, should this guy, be immune to any of the following conditions? Should he be immune to being blinded? He's got eyes. I don't feel like it's necessary for him to be immune to being blinded. Should he be immune to being charmed? That one I can see, with him being so charismatic and so manipulative of other people's minds. Maybe he is immune to being charmed himself. What do you guys think? Yes or no in the chat with your emotes there? Yes or no? Immune to being charmed. Frank is the greatest character in the Epic NPC on D&D. He's pretty awesome. Cannot be deafened. Oh man, dude didn't make the DM screen. Maybe he did. He might be this. He might be this dark cloaked, roguish individual with the stabby knife. He was a member of the Assassin's Guild after all. So freaking incredible, man. Ooh, so incredible. Immune to being jammed except with a laser pointer. I need to go back to screen share, don't I? There we go. Alright, so condition immunities. We agreed that it should be immune to being charmed. Fair enough. Next up, deafened. Should he be immune to being deafened? Doesn't seem like it. I mean, he's got ears. He uses hearing. If you use the deafening spell, then or the silence spell, then he should be able to be deafened. Frightened. Is it immune to being frightened by like the magical aura of a dragon or something that frightens everyone in its radius? Yay or nay? Immune to being frightened. No, no, no. Did you just kill dudes so you wouldn't have to come up with more backstory? Dude was gonna it was the other way around, in fact, Geotornado. I didn't come up with dude's backstory because I knew he was gonna die, so it was not gonna be important. He was already destined to die at the hand of Fib. Most people saying no, not immune to being frightened. Considering going to bed, says Mythical, but I'm gonna miss naming and choosing its powers and such. Well, such how the cookie crumbles, I'm afraid. You got to take care of your own life. This is only entertainment at the end of the day. Don't ruin your own life over just being here to name a mythical creature. Besides which, we are so far from the end of this creature that I'm pretty much almost guaranteeing that it's going to be 2 different streams because I can't keep doing this forever. I'm basically just going to get to the bottom of this thing, I think. I think we're just going to talk about like the upper half of the stat block, and then at another time we'll talk about features, attacks, spellcasting, all of those things. Because we're so far from the end, and I've already been streaming for 5.5 hours. Grappled, can't be immune to being grappled or incapacitated. Invisible, paralyzed, immune to being paralyzed. I don't see why. That doesn't make sense to me. Immune to being petrified. Immune to being petrified I could possibly understand, because if he is mostly made of smoke, like if he's got a very smoky element to his biology. I keep saying his biology as if it's like its biology. Then you can't really petrify smoke. What do you guys think? Is it immune to being petrified? Like if a basilisk or a medusa looked it in the eyes, would it be able to turn to stone or not? Yes or no? Is it immune to being turned to stone? Calcified smoke elemental, that would be interesting, yeah. Immune to being petrified. Miss Maestro thinks it should be immune to being petrified. Connor says it shouldn't. Tara says it shouldn't. Keith and Maranto, Sparrow say that it should be immune to being petrified. Almost half and half, but leaning towards the yeses. Yes, 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 yay, yes, yes, yes. No, 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 no. So about like 60-40 maybe, by the looks of it. Alright, good night Mythical, thank you for all your support. I appreciate having you around for the last, however long you've been around for the last year. And here's to another year of me streaming, eh? Alright, people saying yes, it should be immune to being petrified because it's mostly made of smoke, or mostly it's got a very smoky element, smoky makeup to its body anyway. Petrified, poisoned, is it immune to being poisoned? I don't think so. It's not like we've given it immunity to poison damage. Prone, restrained, stunned, and unconscious. None of those make sense. Alright, so those are its condition immunities. Senses. Does it have dark vision? Yay or nay in the chat. Does it have dark vision? Can it see in the dark? In shades of grey. In low light conditions, can it see just fine? How's it going to be throwing smoke and lightning everywhere if not for immunity to blind and deaf? It's basically a living flashbang. Yeah, and it closes its eyes when the flash goes off. It sees all 50 shades of grey. Interesting. With the dark vision, we've got 3 yeses, 1 no, 4, 5, 6 yeses, 2 no's, 7 to 2, 7 to 3, 8 to 3, 9 to 3, 9 to 4, 9 to 5, working 9 to 5, 11 to 5, 11 to 6. Alright, so it's about 2 to 1, yes to no. Most people saying yes. Off topic, is there a reason for a barbarian or paladin to not use a pike or glaive? Seems like a 10-foot attack range would be great. No, not at all. You can absolutely use a 10-foot pike if you want to. I play in a game with a paladin who uses a glaive, and he uses his 10-foot reach to great effect. He even has polearm master, so that when anybody enters his 10-foot range, he gets an attack of opportunity on them. Sensors, dark vision. Most people said yes, even though it wasn't that close. It wasn't that. It's landslide. I'll give it just a regular 60-foot dark vision. What other magic senses have we got? We've got blind sight, tremor sense, true sight, and then just its passive perception. So blind sight means that even if it is blinded, it can see you, because maybe its smell is so good, or its hearing is so good, or it's got echolocation, or some such thing. Means that it can see you within a certain radius of you. Usually it's like 10 feet, and you can be like, if anyone who's standing within 10 feet of me, even if I can't see them, I know where they are. Does it have blind sight? Does it see dead people? Yay or nay in the chat. Yes or no. Does it have blind sight? Can it see even if it's blinded to a certain radius? Check this out, by the way, guys. I've got a Dungeons and Dragons Choose Your Own Ending book that I'm going to read on stream soon. Next time I have a Robert Reads, we'll be putting the monster manual on hold, and we'll be instead reading through a Curse of Strahd style, Ravenloft style Choose Your Own Ending book, which is pretty exciting. Looking forward to that. Is it about even with blind sight? People saying yes, yes, yes. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 to 4. 6 to 4. It's pretty close. 7 to 4. 8 to 4. Okay, it's not that close anymore. Only like 12 people have voted, though. Should this thing have blind sight? Don't forget to buy a bunch of bug marks. Yeah. It senses the electrical field. I like that, actually, Savvy Squirrel. That because of its storm ability, it can sense the electrical field of somebody's body. So when they're close, even if they're behind them, it can just sense that something is coming up behind it because of its electrical sense. Yeah, I like that. What's up, Raven? How's it going? Howdy from Tex. I would give input, but I have no idea what's going on. Well, let me explain then in 1 second. After I write down blind sight. And I'm going to make it 10 feet because that's kind of the average for blind sight. It doesn't make sense for it to have tremor sense, so I'm going to say no to that one. And true sight, it also doesn't make sense for it to have, so I'm going to say no to that one. And then passive perception. Perception is an 11. And then languages. So what we are doing, Raven and anybody else who has just here, this is exactly 1 year to the day since I started streaming. So for our anniversary, I'm making an anniversary creature. It's called It's Aliive, where we usually come up with stat blocks of something or another. we've decided it's an urban creature, lives mostly in cities and towns and things. It is a tiny creature. It is an elemental, made mostly of air, fire, and water, even though it is... I keep saying it's made of those things. It is not made of air, fire, and water. It controls, or is from the plane of, air, fire, and water. It is made of flesh and blood, like this thing you can see here. It has 2 legs, 4 arms, 2 wings, 4 horns, a snout, whiskers, and it controls air, fire, and water in a very storm-like fashion. It is chaotic good, and what else? It has 66 hit points, a fly speed of 50, and it has 28 charisma and a 17 intelligence. A very intelligent and charismatic creature. It is resistant to psychic damage, immune to fire, lightning, and thunder damage, and vulnerable to bludgeoning damage. It's immune to being charmed off or petrified, and has blind sight 10 feet, dark vision 60 feet. And you're up to date. Where do I buy the plush for it? That is a good question. Maybe that can be one of my merch ideas. People have been bugging me to start making some merch. Making a plush of this little dude. Oh my god, that'd sell, wouldn't it? Bloody hell. So where the hell were we? Languages. We need to decide, does it speak any languages? How do you balance all its immunities, weaknesses, etc.? Is it hard to calculate, or you just get a general feel? General feel is basically what I do.
Joins the team.
Hey, there it is. There's
Twitch
the hype train.
baby.
Thank you, Cyber. Oh, we've got a Twitch baby! Twitch baby! I've become a daddy again. Congratulations, Cyber. And thank you for the 9 months of support. I'll buy 2, says Agent Kirtle. Alright, so languages. There are languages for each of the elements, each of the elemental planes. The fire language is called Ignan. The water language is called Aquan. The air language is called Auran. And then the earth language is called Terran.
Spare me those coins, friend. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hester. And altogether, as a sort of gentle, I just read the word gentle and said gentle. As a general, overarching kind of umbrella term for all 4 of those elemental languages, you just call it primordial. So I would say that given that this guy is a denizen of 3 different planes of existence, the air plane, the fire plane, and the water plane, from the storm and smoke plane here. Thank you for the 86 copper tip. I would say that this guy is most likely to speak primordial. So I'm just going to give him primordial because I have veto power. So I'm going to say primordial. But then we can make a vote on should this little creature also be able to speak common
a new
or any other
adventurer
language.
joins the team.
Thank you very much, whoever this was. Kyle, TG, subscribing at tier 1. How's it going, Kyle? Good to see you. Thank you very much for your subscription. Hope you're doing well. Hester, thank you for the 100 bits. Gentlebeat, shut up and take my money! That would be merch I'd actually buy. Hester wants this one as a plush. How do you even go about making a plush? I should ask the guys. They made a Eugene plush recently, didn't they? I'll ask the guys how to make this guy into a plush. I think that I'm genuinely considering that. I think that would be a wonderful idea because it would be commemorative. It's a plush that we've come up with the body design of this creature altogether. Before I would go ahead with that, I would need to I'm saying that Ajo's design is amazing, but it is just Ajo's interpretation of it. We would still need to sort of come up with a community decision on whether this is the official rendition of this character or not, and then I would obviously then pay Ajo to buy the rights to her intellectual property, and then I would have to make it into a plush or something. This thing speaks meow meow. It just says meow in a variety of tones with different meaning based upon pronunciation. Common, primordial, and undercommon. That would be a weird one. Out of left field there. Given they inhabit urban places, I would expect they'd pick up whatever language is spoken there, especially if they've been there a while. Yeah, that's a good point. I am well, thank you, Kyle. How are you doing? Have you just joined us? Do I have to repeat everything that I was doing again? The long and short of it is I'm making a character from scratch.
A new adventurer joins the team.
A wizard is never late to the hype train.
Thank you, Stray. We're up to 27% of a level 2 hype train. Let's see if we smash out level 2. Drago Horse, thank you very much for the party. 47% of the level 2 hype train. We've got 3 minutes left. Can we get level 2, guys? Seems whimsical enough to speak common. The Eugene plush was a YouTuber thing, was it? A YouTuber? Did a YouTuber make one? And then they were like, whoa, that's amazing, let's sell them. They are found in the Underdark, remember? Are they? Let's have a look. Did we say Underdark? Yes, we did say. We said that they were found in urban environments, forest, mountains, and sometimes in the Underdark. So yeah, there you go then. So Undercommon would not be out of the blue. I stand corrected. The new DM screen should be in the merch shop. Yes, it should, but that wouldn't be my merch. It would be merch of the Vive the Dirt League stuff. We're talking about merch ideas for my channel. Just here vibing, my dude. Well, I'm glad to have you here, Kyle. Sorry, I'm running behind on the chat right now. But it's good to hear you're working through it. I hope you're getting better, making the right steps. Is there a general animal language? Not really, no. Sylvan is the closest you get to an animal language. Thank you, Connor Dover, for joining the adventuring party. And Raven, thank you very much as well.
Oh, a new adventurer
Eugene was
joins
Makeship. Not sure what that is. Oh, here's a really rough colour block in. Here we go. Oh, Jesus. Whoa, that was good. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Oh, I like the lightning eyes. Oh, that's creepy, but cool. I like it. Oh, look at the rough, the storm-like thing. Oh, that's very much a storm thing. I like that because I was concerned. I really like this. It's really cute, but it was also starting to look very kind of fey. It was reminding me very much of a fey animal, like a sprite, a pixie, a displacer beast kind of thing. It was getting a little bit too far away from being an elemental, I think, whereas this one really reminds you. This is an elemental, first and foremost. It has fey-like qualities, but it is first and foremost an elemental. I really like that. Oh, I love the lightning arcing between its horns. Fuck, Ajo, you're so good, man. I don't understand why you're not doing this as a career. I suppose, like, if you don't want to turn it into a career, because it then becomes a job, and you lose some enjoyment from it or whatever. But Jesus Christ, you could be like uber wealthy as an artist, I'm sure. Fuck me, this is so good. Look at its eyes; they're glowing, and this is like the rough sketch, and this is just out of nothing, just from today alone. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You got such an amazing skill. Right, where was I? So languages, primordial. Should it speak common, yes or no? Arilla gifted out 2 subs to Mockerman and Boogard. Thank you very much. I need to catch up to the chat. Bloody hell. Henny, thank you for subscribing at tier 1 for 11 months. Where are we at with the hype train? We've got a minute and a half left with 38%. We're not going to make level 3 by the looks of it, but level 2 is still very good. Thank you very much. Why don't you draw a version, Rob? No. No, thank you. It's unstable and I am not good at marketing myself. Yeah, that's fair enough. I'll fucking market you. Look at Ajo's artwork, everybody. Go check her out. At Derrison on Twitter, on Instagram. Absolutely incredible work. Blows me away on the regular. And even, oh man, am I going to be able to find them in time? It's somewhere down here in one of these things. In case you missed it when we were playing yesterday and all of the Instagram stories of Vive la Dirt League. Check out the cards that Ajo made for us as well, with all of the artwork and shit on it. Like, look at this. Amazing stuff. Dragon drop. Roll fudging. No. Awesome stuff. Go check out Ajo's artwork wherever you can find it. I think Ajo could be a concept artist for games, movies, or something. Ajo could be in any form of friggin' art that she wants to be. She could be bloody just selling art in art galleries. did Rowan want to keep his? I don't remember actually. I think him and Alan said that they appreciated having them, but they don't like have dedicated D&D stuff in their houses or anything. They don't have like a shelf for D&D stuff, so they want to keep them, but not at their house. They want me to hold on to them for them, I think, is what they said. Cool. Let's not get too much more distracted. Where the hell was I? I've asked the same bloody common question multiple times now. Let's make it a proper poll so I don't forget to actually check the answer. Should this critter speak common? Speak common. No. Understand but not speak. And yes. We'll make it a 3-minute poll. You've got 3 minutes to decide. The live poll is now going. If you're on mobile, make sure you do the thing that you need to do to get to the poll. I think it's like you click upwards. You click up on. I don't know. All I hear is every time I do one, Fancy puts in the chat, live poll. Click up to access the poll. I don't know. Whatever you need to do. Do it. Do whatever you need to do. Access the poll. Got 3 minutes to decide. Should this critter speak? It's going to be speaking primordial. It can talk in the language of lightning, essentially. But should it be able to speak common? If once we've done the common, I will ask, should it speak any other languages? Telepathy is included in that. If you guys think, I think the poll is over. Understand but not speak it. 3 minutes might be too long. Yeah, 3 minutes might be too long actually. Sometimes you need to exit and reload the stream. I want to make it longer than a minute though, just in case somebody's like, just as I hit send on the poll, somebody's just started washing their hands and like, oh fuck, my hands are, I can't get to my pocket in time, or I can't get back to my computer in time. I want to give people the time to actually be involved in the poll. Sometimes you have to exit and reload your mum. Rude, Connor. Wet hands and phones are the worst. Started doing crunches when you started the poll. Well, there you go then. See, there's some people who have just started doing something where they can't access the poll, and then they have to quickly stop what they're doing and dry their hands or whatever. If it can't speak common, I'm immediately rolling a character who speaks primordial. Hashtag head over heels. Cute. If they can't speak common as well, this is even more interesting that it has a 28 charisma. Like, it can understand what you're saying, and it can like nod or whatever, and it can only respond in primordial. It can't actually manipulate you. It's got a plus 13 persuasion, but it can only persuade you if you speak primordial as well, because otherwise you won't understand what it's trying to persuade you to do. Plus the stream delay can be over a minute on mobile. That's a good point as well, Keith. Yeah, you might be having significant delay, and so the poll might be over before you even get to it if I don't give you enough time to actually vote. Smart enough to get its meaning across. Yeah, it can sort of it can nod and point and must be so very cute to be that persuasive and charismatic without language. I think telepathy is a good idea. I think this thing might have telepathy. That's why Fancy types live poll, because chat is up to date. Oh, I see. Right. Alright, so 83% of you want it to be able to understand common but not speak it. So there we go. Understands common but cannot speak it. Let's go telepathy. You might be coming down with Adam's cold. Nah, don't get cold. Don't get sick, me. I'm mad. Never get sick. Never. Alright, next poll is, should it have telepathy? And yes, 3 minutes did feel like a bit long, so I'll make it 2 minutes here. Telepathy? Question mark? Yes. No. Just yes or no. There's no understanding telepathy, so there's no like middle ground. Live poll! 2 minutes. Telepathy. Does it have telepathy? Yes or no? Let's have another look at it. Zzz. Can it speak to you in its mind, in your mind? Oh my god, I love it so much. I still want to see everybody else's though. I do want to see. I want this to be like an unofficial art challenge. It's a prompt for you, an art challenge. If you like drawing in any way, if you like digital drawing or whatever, any kind of drawing, I want to see your version of this monster in my Discord on the in the art gallery page, please.
Is 24.
Josh the Pirate, thank you for the follow. I want to see your version of this creature in my art gallery. To remind you, this is its body format. It has 1 head, 4 arms, 2 legs. It has 2 wings, 1 tail, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 4 horns, 1 mouth with jaws and omnivorous teeth. It has a snout, whiskers, and it has a mixture of fur and feathers, skin or scales. It doesn't have a shell. It does have 4 toes or talons on each foot and 5 fingers or claws on each hand. It has spines or spikes, and the others won't really make it into a visual representation, I don't think. I don't draw to discourage others. I draw because I'm compelled to do so. Exactly. It should be encouraging to see somebody with such talent. Because AJ wasn't born with this talent. AJ wasn't born with this skill. AJ nurtured the skill. AJ learned to draw. Anyway, I'm a strict believer that everyone can learn to draw if they put the time and effort into it. So you can see that and go, wow, I wish I could draw like that. And then you can actually take active steps to draw like that. If it is an actual goal of yours. Telepathy, 71% saying yes, it should be telepathic. Telepathy. Telepathy always comes with a range. It's usually around 60 to 120 feet. I'll just give it 60 because it's a tiny creature. So it should be able to open a telepathic communication to you and just speak directly into your mind. And then, hello.
Hello. Oh, hello.
Oh my god, you're still here. Yes, I am, Asmiel. You're still here as well. Hello. Primordial telepathy and understands common but can't speak it. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Oh, I'm loving it. Loving it. Loving it. I'm loving it like this. We haven't done its actions, we haven't done its features, but it is late in the day and I've been streaming for 6 hours. So as much as I would love to carry on, I also would hate to carry on. So I am going to not carry on. I'm going to leave it there for now.